and it gives me pleasure to introduce two of our residents, Carl Nemechek on my left, and lovely Lynn Connor. Welcome to both of you. It's nice to have you. And we're going to talk about
Pickleball.
Pickleball. We have some new residents here, I'm sure. And they're going to say, what is pickleball? So I'm going to leave it up to you all to explain to us what is pickleball.
Well, I'll start by saying play it with a paddle device.
Okay.
And with a ball with holes in it.
A wiffle ball.
A wiffle ball.
Wiffle ball, they often call these and other things. And they make a few different kinds of these balls. We like the ones, since we play indoors, with the larger hole and the ball is a little flexible, and you hit the ball this way across the court like you might in a tennis game. It's most entertaining and active sport for us to get some exercise and a lot of fun. Now pickleball started, there's a couple of stories. I know one of the stories, and the people say it started in the state of Washington in the 1960s. And the people had a dog named Pickles who loved to chase the ball when they played the game. And so they said, well, eventually, well, let's just name the game after our dog and call it Pickleball. That's a story that has gone around the country many times. Lynn has some other story that's being circulated also.
Yes. There's a story on the website. There is a website for the Pickleball Association. And the story that they put out is about two businessmen in Washington who came home from a golfing outing, and the family were just sitting around with nothing to do and kind of bored, and they said, well, let's go out and play some badminton. But they couldn't find the badminton paddles. So they found some paddles in the garage. They went out and they started hitting over the badminton net, which is about 60 inches. And then over time, they found out that this ball that they were using would bounce very well on a hard surface as opposed to grass. So they decided to drop the net down to about 36 inches and play it on a hard surface instead of on a grass surface. And then the game just kind of evolved from that. And it's actually very, very, their headquarters for the Pickleball Association is in Arizona.
Oh, in Arizona.
In Surprise, Arizona. So.
The game can be played either indoors or outdoors. So we only have an indoor court. We play in the Aquatink room, which is limited by the height of the ceiling, so you cannot lob like you do in tennis frequently that much. But we enjoy the cooler air indoors in the middle of summer also, so we don't have to go out in the heat.
Now, I do know that you and your group play 3 times a week.
Yes, we have members coming 3 times, on Tuesday, on Thursday morning, and Saturday. We start at 8:30 in the morning with the group that we call the group of intermediates. They're learning more about the game yet. And then at 9:30 or so, the more experienced player will come again and begin a little higher level competition because they've played for several years.
And you know, it's a game that anybody can learn to play. It's helpful if you've had some tennis or other handball type of athletics. But we have quite a few people, don't we, Carl, that learned this game with us and have proceeded to learn it quite well.
Well, yeah, everybody, this is a newer game in this country. Everybody's learning it when they see it now for the first time. I learned it here from some of the people that had started it before I got here.
Every time I have watched you all play pickleball, there's been doubles.
Yes.
Do you ever play singles? Or because of our age, do you go in the doubles? So there's not too much running back and forth?
Right, no, we want to limit the amount of running we might do at our age anyway, be more careful. So we only play doubles. There is, of course, singles games in the country if you want to go out and find it.
I think that's very wise.
But it's a good aerobic exercise. I mean, it's a lot of fun, and when we play our games here, it's to the point, what is it, 7?
7 points we play
so
to.
we're not playing a long time each time you're on the court. You play a set, and then you go and sit down and watch and chit-chat, and we're social there, you know, just chit-chatting while we're waiting, and everybody gets a turn. And it's only for about 20 minutes that you're actually on the court before you go back out again.
We have Senior Olympics coming up in September. Is there a pickleball segment?
There is. And
will that be played here at Green Spring or somewhere else?
It's actually played in Arlington because they have the ceiling capability.
Oh.
You know, so it allows people who play outdoors or indoors to be able to play the game the way it was designed to be played. We had to kind of retrofit it a little bit with our playing in just one of our regular conference rooms, the aquatink rooms. Yeah.
So as far as pickleball is concerned, vis-a-vis Senior Olympics, that will not be here then?
No.
Okay.
No. Some people know what a tennis court looks like, and that's 78 feet long. The pickleball court is only 40 feet long. So there's a lot less space that you have to cover and move, and watching for the ball and so forth. It's also about 2/3 of the width of a tennis court. So it's not a big area. People are thinking of tennis and they say, I can't do that, all that space. Well, pickleball doesn't have that much space to have to cover anyway, so we don't have a lot of running involved.
I think that's important, that we have to watch. We do have senior citizens down there playing, of course,
Right.
and we don't want to have anything happen, as did happen about 4 or 5 years ago. And one of our residents fell backwards and injured himself.
Well, we see falling here is
Yeah, you
a
can trip on the
problem that people
sidewalk.
do all over,
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
want to watch that. Right. We also want to mention, though, that there's a tennis group. If somebody was interested in tennis, we do have a group here that plays over in Hose Park on Monday and Wednesday mornings early. Shirley Shiflett.
She's the leader of that group?
She's the leader of that group, and I've been active in that also. So you can go back and forth between these sports if you want to, or concentrate on one only if you wish.
Just to repeat, where do they play?
Hose Park, which
Hose
is right
Park.
across the parkway on a set of community tennis courts. Right?
So this, to reach Hose Park, you'd have to drive yourself, or?
Yes.
I mean,
Well,
there's
you
no
don't
bus
have
going
to.
over.
You don't have to. You could walk, but
No, I
it
don't
is.
think people are going to be walking.
this pickleball does have some social activities.
Yeah,
If you enjoy that part of
Tell us
group,
more.
a group, we have wine and cheese gatherings 3 times a
How
year.
nice.
And to mix up the people, they enjoy that, and then bring their spouses also. And then we have a potluck dinner, we like to call it, once a year, where we get together one evening and share that evening meal together. This last time we brought in ham, and everything else was brought by the people.
Oh, wonderful.
So there's a way that we try to keep the people mixed together and having lots of fun activities.
Sometimes during the year, do the pickleballers have a kind of a tournament?
No, we don't really have a tournament. It's really just for fun and for
So
for
it's
exercise and
very
for
informal?
camaraderie. Yeah, it's very informal.
Right. In no way do we rank the people any place. Of course, when you're playing, you know who's a real tough player.
Yeah.
But we don't have any kind of tournaments.
So the key is camaraderie.
And
Yes,
fun,
yeah,
right?
Fun.
Fun.
Yeah. And it's a good game to come and watch. For some residents that aren't familiar with it, if they want to come down on a Saturday morning, we're there from 8:30 to 11. People are playing, but 9:30 to 11 is when the more advanced players are playing. And you'd be surprised at how fast this game can be played at our age and at our level. It's a wonderful aerobic game to play.
Well, I know Carl and I chatted, I think just yesterday, and I mentioned to Carl that I see this as a wonderful way to have fun
Yes.
and exercise.
Absolutely.
The key word is
Yeah.
exercise.
Yeah.
If somebody would like to learn, we have a gentleman, Frank Hunsiker, that does some teaching at 8:30 to 9:30 in the morning of
Frank
the game.
Hunsiker?
Frank Hunsiker.
And he's brought along a lot of players for us. I mean, he starts them out. People have never played the game. He teaches them the fundamentals and plays with them at that level. And we've got quite a few that have worked their way up to be really good players.
And again, it's
Yeah.
Tuesday morning, Thursday morning, and Saturday morning.
Tuesday,
This time
Thursday,
of the year.
and Saturday.
8:30 for learners for sure. 9:30 we still are playing, and more experienced players come.
And it's just show up. It's no sign up or anything like that. You just wake up, you want to go play pickleball, you go down and you play. Yeah.
You mentioned tennis, and you said Shirley is kind of the head of that. Is there somebody the head of pickleball?
I would say Carl is.
Carl.
We like to call it a coordinator.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you are the coordinator, then I would assume that you would accept phone calls vis-a-vis pickleball and give them the inside dope as to when to appear and the rest of the
We'd be most happy to, and that information does appear on Channel 6 frequently, telling our phone numbers, but they could call Carl Nemesek or Frank Hunsiker or any of the other members of the group if they wanted. Yeah.
Does Roy also play?
Yes, my husband plays as well, and we've been playing it ever since we moved here, about 8 years now.
Oh, really?
And the way we found out about it was in the fair here that we have. They had a video going about it, and it was terrific. We went down and tried it. It was great.
Our oldest player now is about 86 years old, so you can keep playing this. We've had a 90-year-old play also in the past year.
During our discussion, you have pointed out that there's not this running back and forth.
Right.
So if people kind of think into themselves, "Oh, I can't run," forget that, because it's not a stable game, but
Yeah.
they're not running across the whole court.
Right.
Definitely.
Well, I'm certainly happy to have had you two on board here to talk about pickleball and tennis. And I want to thank you for taking the time out to be with us.